Yo, what's good, my nephews and nieces? This is your favorite old head, Uncle Demi, and today I just got to get something off my mind, all right? Now, I know there's been a lot of individuals that have been, I guess, trying to search for answers, right? It's amazing to this day that a lot of people don't know what a next maker is, right? And there's tons of next. Well, I want to say there's tons of next makers. We've been making some cuts, right? So we've been chopping down, some of this extra weight, what you want to say, but a next maker, okay? Well, first of all, I'm a next maker leader, okay? So if you didn't know that, I'm a leader of the next makers along with Lily. A lot of people don't know that Lily is a next maker leader also. So herself and I are the leaders of the next makers. And then of course, we have people that actually work for 2K that is, that are employed, right? They are actually employed. Next makers aren't employees, right? A lot of people think I'm a dev. They think all this, whatever crazy stuff that they're thinking. Like, to me, I just find it very, very funny. But I guess now people are really starting to understand, like, next maker, and look at us as, well, I guess look at me, because I kind of been front and center in this all. But a next maker is a content creator, right, that basically brings things to the table that 2K can actually utilize, okay? So, a lot of people think that a next maker is somebody that is getting paid to promote the game. That's not true. So when you look at stuff that I do, right, I'm just gonna speak of myself, Uncle Demi, what I do for the community, right? I was doing all these big tournaments. 2K saw that and was like, wow, like, we really like what you're doing. We would like to bring you on board and obviously utilize your tournaments that you're doing, your brand, your name recognition, that type of deal. So remember, this is a two-way street. So I know a lot of people ask also, like, hell, how can I become a next maker? Well, offer something, bring something to the table. Like, streaming and just uploading videos is not gonna be enough to be a next maker, right? Creating events, right? Being able to, like, make some very unique, highlight reels, edits, there's so many different things you can do. Lily, fashion, right? Something with the community, right? You know what I mean? You just have to be able to do more. You have to be like a Swiss Army knife. Be able to have like a real deep bag, being able to utilize and do a lot of things. Also, obviously, become a really good modeled content creator, doing all the right things. Like, the list goes on and on, right? But that's kind of what it is. Beforehand, a lot of people thought that, next maker is, you get a free code, you get the free game, you get to go to community day. No, that's not the case at all, right? Like, you literally have to be having something to bring to the table. And again, with the next makers, there will be a rebrand or sorts where, we'll be able to show you the new lineup of next makers and what it actually is and what it's actually going to be, okay? But I will say the frenzy has been crazy. It's like every single time I tweet something, things go off the charts. Like, I tweeted something a couple days ago, and literally it has almost 500,000 impressions, right? I did another tweet not too long ago, only 3 hours in, almost 50,000 impressions. The Washington Post turned ahead and actually retweeted, or somebody that works at the Washington Post retweeted it. So I was like, all right, cool, and he stated next maker, right? So then I just want people to understand that next makers, again, they are just not people that are just doing YouTube videos, streaming, that are being paid by 2K just to support 2K and that type of deal. No, you can look at my history. You can go look at all my tweets, or whatever, and you'll see that, I definitely have a certain mindset of where I want the game to be played, which again is spent right down the middle. I like more realism. Of course, I know a lot of people like cheese, arcadey stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. So it is what it is. I make videos for casual players. Obviously, I make build videos, rare videos. Like, comp players aren't trying to make like a rebounding wing, right? They're just like, like they're just not. They're trying to make the sweatiest, most complete build. So yes, there is different types of perspectives, and all of those perspectives are in the next makers. There's comp next makers. There's next makers that are 100% casual. There's sim. There's my team. You name it. We're all in there. Okay. But just to understand, there's next makers that aren't invited to community day. There's next makers, and there's people that aren't next makers that are invited to community day. Okay, there are next makers that get to play the game early and test it out, and there's next makers And there's non-next makers that get to play the game early and test it out. So I just want everybody to understand, just because you're a next maker doesn't give you certain privileges. And if you're not a next maker, it doesn't mean those privileges aren't privy to you. All right, so just understand that. But I know a lot of people have been hitting me up and asking for that. You can fill out your applications for the Next Maker program. I mean, it's literally plastered everywhere. All you gotta do is just type in Next Makers on Google or whatever, and you'll see the application come up. But again, I just wanted to stress that you do not have to be a next maker to be able to have all these privileges. All right, and even if you do have privileges, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a next maker. And the last and final thing is that there's only, like, literally I can count on one hand how many next makers are actually paid. So keep that in mind, right? And even if you're paid, there is no contract where it says that you can't do certain things or you can't play certain games or any of that. No, there's none of that crazy. Like, all these myths and stuff are just ridiculous. That's not the case at all. So I just wanted to put that out there because I think that the whole narrative is starting to shift and change a little bit. You know, when I tweet those things, I genuinely tweet them because that's how I feel about the game. I've been playing this game. I've been playing this game longer than some of y'all been born, right? I've been playing this game since 1999, right? I've been playing it on Dreamcast. I've been passionate about 2K longer than y'all been born, right? And then of course, you know, I'm not trying to say all y'all. I'm just trying to say this, trying to put this perspective here, right? Like, I've been playing this game for almost 20 years. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. I'm passionate about the game. I want this game to be great, and I generally feel how I feel is going to make the game great. But that doesn't mean that my way is the right way. There's a lot of people that think differently from me that are in those same rooms that are trying to make the game great. So then there has to be this give and take of what is going to be the positive impact, or what's going to be the most positive change to where the biggest pool of people are satisfied, right? Because when you're making a game for so many different people, I mean, hell, like, think about it, man. Like, we go for elections for presidents, right? Shit, it'd be like 51% vote for one president and then the other 49% vote for the other. Like, we're divided on that. Like, everything's divided. So you damn sure should know that the game, a video game, is going to be split too, right? So just understand that. Like, there is not going to be 100% satisfaction, okay? So, but what I tweet, I do not get paid for those tweets. Legally, if I do a tweet and it's from 2K or it's for Sport 2K, I got to put hashtag ad, and that's for anybody. That's for anybody. That's like the laws. That law has been in place for like the past 3-4 years. So if you go back and look at my tweets, you'll know the ones that are ads and the ones that aren't, that are my honest opinions, okay? And the last thing I'll say is this. A lot of people say, yo, you can't criticize the game. You know, you don't criticize the game. I don't criticize the game publicly because I know the devs. And I work in, and, you know, I'm in the war rooms. I'm on the phone with them. I'm, texting them, DMing them, whatever. Like, these are very passionate things. People that know me behind the scenes know I'm probably the most passionate, straightforward, this is what it needs to be type individual. And I think that's why a lot of people mess with me, because I'm all about my business. I don't play no games about this. Like, I really want this to be a great game, but I'm not dumb enough to sit there and publicly. Some of y'all just don't know how to criticize at all, period. Like, y'all just get on Twitter and just start talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not who I am. I just try to, I try to be buttoned up with my stuff. I try to keep it professional. So I'm not going to be sitting there tweeting anything crazy about the game. And also, even if it's constructive criticism, I don't need to publicly tweet it. Why do I need to publicly tweet that when I can just sit there and just make a phone call? Or I can just sit there and just do a text or a DM or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's what I want to put out there. Let you know what the Next Makers, and also let you know about what some of the things is about Next Makers and how this works, because a lot of y'all just kind of been all over the place. But anyway, if you've been loving these type of videos, man, I got some news that I've been dropping the past couple of days. Make sure you hit one of these links right here, because again, there's some good stuff here. But other than that, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. I'll be back really, really soon with another banger, man. When I say back soon with another banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.